Toastmaster meeting. Please turn off your mobile, keep your mobile phones on silent mode. If you are moving out of the room, then please make sure that you switch off your camera, and please avoid talking about sex, religion, or politics, and avoid using the chat window while the speaker is giving their speeches. As everybody has a mission in their life, so do our Toastmasters club as well. So the idea of this club is to promote everybody to speak and improve on their leadership and communication skills, to make everybody a very wholesome person who can speak in public. And with this, I would like to now announce this meeting as open and want to hand over our stage to our TMOD for today. Over to the TMOD.
To the PO.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vidhu. I am your presiding officer for today's meeting. Good morning, Toastmasters. What a beautiful day to start with this meeting. Today we have guest Neelam today joining us for this meeting. And before I start that, I would like to call upon our guest Neelam today to come and give a small introduction about herself and what basically she expects from this club. Over to you, guest Neelam. To be Toastmaster
Thank
Neelam.
you. Yeah, thanks a lot. So, introduction about myself. I have done MBBS long back in 96. Then I have been working with Sun Pharma for last more than 18 years. In December 2024, I resigned and founded my own company, consultation company for drug development, like developing drugs in the pharma industry. So it's been 2.5 months only, and my consulting company is online. It's yet not a very big one, but I'm and another director is there. So I want to improve upon joining. The objective is to have more confidence in public speaking. I can speak. I have been speaking in the meetings in my organization, and I was leading teams, big teams there. But I want to speak now like TEDx. This is one first step ever to speak about, to be in TEDx. And this is the main thing. And this is the first ever thing I have joined to improve upon build confidence and improve upon, because I belong to Punjab. Sometimes my English is Punjabi. You understand? I want people to tell me this word should be correct, right? I don't want people coming after my TED talk and tell me. I want people tell me now which words I should speak correct, right?
So with that, I say that you are at a right place. And that's the whole point of having these meetings and Toastmasters, that basically the principle that we follow. But I'll come on to that later. With this, I believe since it was Holi last week, you all had a great time playing Holi. And some of you still must be having colors on your skin, having that as a, a token of the festival that we have celebrated. Having said and done, over past few years, our club has created a warm, friendly, and supportive environment as we gathered each week to fulfill our mission, to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which our members are empowered to develop community and leadership skills, to generate great confidence and for their own personal growth. Our mission derives from our club's vision, to be a place of deep community where aspiring leaders come to learn and proven orators to share their wisdom. At each meeting, we have a theme. And today, our VP Education, Toastmaster Aryan, has an interesting theme which I have no clue about. I'm still wondering and excited to know what holds inside Pom Pom Pom. But I can assure you, he'll come up with something very innovative and very interesting. So, gentlemen, ladies, please tighten up your seat belts, hold it tight, because our Toastmaster Aryan today, he's going to, take you to some different level. With that, I hand over this meeting to our presiding officer of the meeting today, Toastmaster Aryan.
Welcome to BBTMC meeting number 244. So, a few weeks back, I want to tell you an interesting story. A few weeks back, I went to a Toastmasters meeting in Africa. It was a very different club. People were getting disconnected again and again, and they were doing things very differently. I was surprised. Every time that a speaker ended their speech, ended their table topic, the team came onto the stage, the online stage, and said, "Paw, paw, 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 great work, paw, 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 paw," and everybody was cheering in that same way. I realized I was very uncomfortable, but I also saw that this is how you become comfortable with the stage. They were doing this exercise continuously every week of every time that a speaker steps off the stage, you encourage them and cheer them by cheering in this weird way. And you feel weird about your body by doing that. But that is how you become comfortable. So I thought that we will do the same thing today. Every time that a speaker steps off stage, we have to do the exact same thing. Different Toastmasters, different people in our meeting today will lead the cheer, and they will be exposed to this uncomfortable situation. So with that, I would like Toastmaster Shonak to volunteer. And as soon as the GE the evaluation briefing ends, Toastmaster Shonak, you have to lead exactly that cheer. Ready?
I'm ready.
Great. Everybody should have, ideally their cameras on and ideally even their mics on, so we can also cheer with you. So as everybody cheers, we can become more comfortable. So now let me brief you about the structure of today's meeting. The structure, as always, will have three major parts. First is the prepared speech section. We'll have two great prepared speakers, Toastmaster Anshuman and Toastmaster Hush, where they will deliver prepared speeches of 5 to 7 minutes. Then we will have a table topic section, which is also impromptu speaking, where we will have table topics of 1 to 2 minutes. And then third, we will have the evaluation section, where the GE and the tag team will evaluate the whole meeting. With that, I want to call the GE Toastmaster Anshuman on stage to explain his role.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Aryan, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to another bright morning of Bright Beginning Toastmasters meeting. My role as a general evaluator, as the term itself suggests, is to evaluate the entire meeting and also share feedback about the each role's nuances. And as Toastmaster Aryan has it, he tries to innovate every role in every meeting and has made ultra challenging for me today by giving me a task. And my task is to roast everyone. I, being a roast master, do you think the diplomatic Anshuman can be brutal and roast any human being, let alone Toastmasters in this fraternity? I highly doubt, because I have also been interested to give a speech today. So pretty challenging day. I'll try my best and I look forward to sharing the report at the end of the meeting. But I'm not alone in this. I have the tag team, the timer, aha counter, and the grammarian today morning. And it's being single-handedly headed by Toastmaster Vidhu for now. So I like to invite Toastmaster Vidhu on the stage, and I challenge you, Toastmaster Vidhu, to roast everyone along with me, because it's going to be common roasting for today morning. Over to you, Toastmaster Vidhu, to introduce the role of the Roast Master tag team.
All right. Interesting role today. So I will be doing a dual role of language evaluator and a timer role. So as a language evaluator, my role will be divided into two parts. One is highlighting the good usages and bad usages of words, which means that if you're using certain words which could be replaced or are not grammatically right, so that is one part of it. And the second would be also talking about the filler words, the ahs, the ums, the extra words which we are using just to fill in the gap. In addition to that, I will also be supporting and will be evaluating the timing of the speeches, the table topics. So for the speech, we have 7, 6, 5, 6, 7. So at 5 minutes, I will show a green card. At 6 minutes, I will show a yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I will show a red card. And for table topic, it's 1, 2, and 3. So at 1 minute, I will show a green card. At 2 minutes, I will show a yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I will show a red card. Red card means that you have gone beyond the caveat time which we have, which is 2 minutes for table topic, and 6 minutes for a prepared speech. And towards the end, along with the Toastmaster Anshuman, I will sharing a detailed report. Looking forward to the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator Anshuman.
And the word of the for us today, Toastmaster Vidhu, is
Yeah, I'm just going to post that in the chat window. So I would encourage everybody to use the word of the day, and encourage everyone by giving a thumbs up if somebody uses in their speeches or in the table topics.
all right. Thanks a lot. I know all of you have woken up on this Saturday trying to become a great public speaker and leadership expert. I challenge you all to show some difference at least. That's my little roast mode. But I'm sure all of us are going to do a great job today. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan, to take it away.
Toastmaster Shonak, I'm waiting for you.
So Toastmasters, sorry.
Yes.
You should have told me I would have bring some giggles along with me to play the cheerleader for Toastmaster Anshuman. But nevertheless, Toastmaster Anshuman, you are a rock star. And with that, on a higher note, guys, I want every one of you to be a cheerleader for Toastmaster Anshuman. And let's kick off that. I believe for everyone will have to be, a cheerleader to pump up their, creativity and their, vocal variety so that they can come up with all the innovations, everything, take out this fear of public speaking. Throw this fear of public speaking out and be your own individual audience. Before we move on to the next section, I see we have few guests here today. Let me just ask them to introduce themselves. Can I start with to be Toastmaster Nancy to uh, turn on your camera and give a small introduction about yourself?
Yeah. So, um, I am Nancy, and let me tell you, I was earlier also, I was part of Toastmaster. It's been more than 10 years before. 10 years ago, I was part of Toastmasters group. That was the corporate Toastmasters. And after that, I left the organization, and that group was also being left. And I am working with PwC, and in total, I have 15 years of experience into IT industry. I am happily married with 2 kids, and I'm from Gurgaon,
So
Golf Coast.
how's the feeling joining a Toastmaster meeting after 10 years?
It's good. Feeling like it's still same, whatever we used to do that time, like word of the day and topic we used to choose that I could not hear yet.
Table
But
topics.
word of the day was definitely there that time also.
No, but I believe I'll tell you my side of story. I joined Toastmasters in May last year
Okay.
with the same thought process as Neelam also communicated. What's her expectation from this platform, and but I believe everyone who is part of Toastmaster comes with the same mindset where we all have a fear of public speaking. We all have a fear of how do we communicate with others, that fluency, a capability where we can talk about anything that's been discussed between a group, or if someone asks you to talk on an impromptu, because being Hindi as our main language, we normally don't tend to speak that much at our homes or anywhere. We are And that's the whole platform. This Toastmaster has given you that capability where you can come and express yourself. Because language is one thing, if you are not speaking regularly, you cannot master it. And that's the whole point of this organization as a Toastmasters, where you will be trained considering overall aspect of it.
Yeah.
So may I invite Parag? Parag, I think you're also joining as a guest today. Sorry, I can't hear you. Parag, you're not audible.
It's on mute. You're on mute.
Toastmaster Shonik, a quick time check. Like we have to finish with the agenda. Maybe we can do a round table at the end.
Perfect. So, Parag, we can take that up during the ending of the meeting. I hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day today, Toastmaster Aryan, for the further proceedings.
Great, lovely. To Toastmaster Sonak, loved your energy in the cheer. This is what we are all going to do today. So get ready because it is going to be an uncomfortable meeting for all of you. Suspicious smile. Anyway, I would now like to move on to the speeches section, the prepared speeches section. We have two speakers today, Toastmaster Anshuman and Toastmaster Harsh. One of the evaluators I think is missing right now, and she is joining in. In the meanwhile, Toastmaster Harsh, can we have your speech first?
Toastmaster Aryan, I see Toastmaster Akansha is already joined.
Is she here? Okay, great. So, Toastmaster Anshuman, we'll have your speech first. I'll hand it over to your evaluator to tell us about your speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Akanksha.
Hello. Hi. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for being late. So, the purpose of Toastmaster Anshuman's speech is, sorry, is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply that feedback to the second speech. Uh, it is also to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator, and then apply that feedback in the next speech. So, some things that I would be looking out for would be whether the speech is well organized on any topic and whether it is structured or not, as well as I would be looking out for his speaking style. And then I would be giving recommendations for the improvements. So, all the best, Toastmaster Anshuman. Thank you.
Toastmaster Aryan, are you doing the
Yes, okay. Was I on
item?
mute?
Yeah, you're on mute.
Acha, okay. So, first, I would like to choose the next volunteer uh, to cheer after the speech ends. Toastmaster Harsh, would you like to volunteer?
Yes, I will.
Great. So you're responsible for taking the stage when Toastmaster Anshuman ends his speech. Okay, now, Toastmaster Anshuman, journey to the top. Journey to the top, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Beta, when you clear your board exams, you will be through in life. You have nothing to worry about. Study hard and you will achieve success in life. In the hindsight, that is the biggest lie I've ever heard. When I was preparing for the board exams along with my friends, there were definitely a lot of conflicts. Not just internal conflicts, but conflicts with my family, with my friends, on what to study, when to study, how to study, and even will I be able to crack the board exams with marks which can get me through to a great college or prepare me for the entrance exams that were upcoming. I cleared the board exams, I cleared an entrance exam. However, I realized this was all farce. Prepared syllabus only feeds certain elements of knowledge which are relevant for the examinations. But the examination of life was much bigger than the organized knowledge that I was being feeded with. After my graduation, I joined four startups back to back, one after the other, with the hope that I'll get some inspiration that there is a startup in the offing which I can start. I realize that the world of startup is not as fancy as it appears in the movies or in the YouTube videos. It's a lot of hard work. The first startup that I joined had the idea of starting a library from home. The founder told me that, Anshuman, you see that repository? Everyone will be ordering the books from their home and returning them back. I was that company's first employee. And I was in my mind thinking, that's a crazy idea which won't work. As a first employee, I resigned within a month. I can realize how sad it must be for the entrepreneurs. The first employee resigned within a month because I did not see any hope in the company. And further, I joined a training company. I joined an online publishing company. But I realized I need to heed to the wisdom of my parents who said, Beta, please do MBA and get stability in life. Because anyhow, it's not heading anywhere. And how will you earn to be a suitable married partner in the future? I realized, oh my God, four, four attempts of finding inspiration not went well. Let me do my MBA. I gave the CAT examination, I did my MBA, and I have been with a great company for the past 12 years. Now, that's the fact. When I was thinking about in the hindsight the journey, I realize now I'm part of a construct where I'm attempting to rise to the top, to network, to find the best goals, to innovate, to come up with new ideas. However, is it the right purpose to rise to the top? Is it something that I've inherited? I've been part of a journey. I've broken the glass ceiling and tried to be where I want to be. However, what is the true top that exists on earth? Is it some purpose? Is my life, your life, all of our lives tied to a purpose? Or purpose is just a motivational construct, a false construct just to motivate people that we are just mere animals with no spirit, no belief, and it just we are as Shakespeare would say, it's just a mere stage, and we are all mere players trying to do something to create meaning out of life. I will never know, or I may get to know, seeking as the truth seekers in India, we all are. At the same time, right now, my purpose definitely remains to rise to the top within the construct. In my battles with my boss, that is this the right project for me? Am I doing the right thing? Am I pushing myself? And to top it all up, we have artificial intelligence. Even if I rise to the top, a robot with an AI might come and replace me tomorrow. So is my even intelligence now worth it? Is just my being human is what I should live for? These are the battles right now I'm doing. Whatever the top may be, what I realize that really fulfilled me is curiosity. I think curiosity is something I really inherit, is something unique to me. What is the next step? What is the next path I can pursue? What is the next fun activity I can do? That is all solely me. And to reach the top, whatever that top may be an entrepreneurial construct or corporate construct, a spiritual seeking construct, some mere truth which I'm not able to find right now. Taking that next step, following my intuition, following my curiosity, hopefully may take me there. If it doesn't, I can always come back and give another speech on it. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan.
Pop, 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 pop,
Ba,
pop,
ba,
pop,
ba, ba, ba,
pop,
ba, ba,
pop,
ba,
pop,
ba,
pop,
ba,
pop,
ba. Very
Uh,
good.
we, no, we are expecting a popper dance.
Very good, Toastmaster Harsh. You're grabbing on. Okay, on to the next speech. Toastmaster Harsh, it is you. Okay. First, I will call on your evaluator, Toastmaster Vineet. He will explain the speech objectives for your project today, and then we can begin the speech. Okay. Toastmaster Vineet, over to you.
Uh, just a moment, Toastmaster Vinit. Toastmaster Aryan, Toastmaster Jagat is in waiting area. Oh, I think he's here.
Sure. Toastmaster Anshuman, you can let him in.
Yeah, there's no waiting area, so there might be some confusion.
Yeah, sorry. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Okay. Over to you, Toastmaster Vineet.
Thank you. So, guys, today's second speak will be delivered by Toastmaster Harsh. Toastmaster Harsh has been a consistent participant in this group, and I would like to talk about his personality. His guy with an innocent face, but with the ebullient personality. He never shy delivering speech. He takes whatever opportunity comes his way. With that momentum, he is delivering today is again on the path of presentation mastery, effective body language level 2 project 2, and title is Rise Up. Timing of the speech should be between would be between 5 to 7 minutes, and I'll help Toastmaster Hurst to identify the areas he can improve for the upcoming speeches. Over to you, Toastmaster Hurst. All the best.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Vineet. Would you like to be the next cheerer?
Of
Great.
course.
Great. Lovely. All of the audience, I want you to join in as well, by the way. Anyway, let's go. Toastmaster Harsh. Rise up. Rise up, Toastmaster Harsh.
It's raining. Don't go out. My mom warned me. But it was Diwali night. I was in my best and I wanted to meet my friends. So, like any stubborn child, I reassured her, put on my raincoat, and stepped out. Got on a bike and went to my friend's house. But little did I know, that night had a Diwali planned for me. First stop, my friend's house. No problem. I reached there fine and safe. After meeting with all my friends, we decided, let's go to a restaurant and have some good food. So we went to a restaurant. We ate. I had a beer. And after a lot of fun, when the clock was about to strike midnight, we decided, let's go on a long drive. But I had to drop off my bike at my home. It was still raining. But since my house was nearby to the restaurant, I decided I'll quickly go and drop it off, and my friends will come in the car and pick me up. Being as sporty as I always am, I took out my bike, didn't care for the rain, and just headed straight to my home. And as any logical person would do, I sped up. I was riding, and the next moment I know, I was flying. I got up. It was dark. No one was around me. I checked myself. I was a little wet, dusted myself off. I looked fine. Looked at my bike. It was looking fine as well. Picked it up and drove back to home. Since I was wet, I thought maybe I should go and change my clothes, have a bath and change my clothes. So started walking up the stairs and looked back. There was blood on the stairs. That's when I realized I was bleeding. I was traumatized. Not because I was bleeding, but what would I tell my mother? But luckily, I had a key on me. I went up quietly, opened the door. We had a grill, so opened it quietly, opened the door. went inside, took a bath, and put on shorts and a t-shirt, and went downstairs where my friends were waiting. I went up to them. They were like, "Why has he changed?" I sat inside the car and said, "Brother, please take me to hospital." "Why? What happened?" I showed them my injury. They're like, "We were just 5 minutes away. What happened in those 5 minutes?" I explained to them that I fell. No one was there to pick me up. I thought I was fine, so we went to the hospital. It was. I remember it was 2 at midnight, and I was in the hospital. Got 5 stitches. Luckily, I had friends uh, who were there with me, and everything was fine. That day, I learned 3 lessons. First, always listen to your mother. The mother's instinct is real. Second, never drink and drive, even if it's just 500 meters away. And third, we always, we all hit potholes in our life. Could be failures, failed exams, disappointments. But what matters is how quickly we get up and still move ahead. It it does not matter how how badly hurt you are. It matters how quickly you get up and move ahead. So the next time we find ourselves hitting a pothole, don't don't get frightened. Just take a deep breath, pick yourself up, and go ahead, because there always will be someone to help you. If not, you are your best helper. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster uh, Beneath.
Paw, 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 paw.
Pow, 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 pow.
Very good.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Very good. The energy is increasing. I'm very happy with that. Lovely.
We need to have
We'll
party
get the
poppers
hang of
next
it.
time.
Sorry.
Yes.
We need to have party poppers next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dancing.
Definitely. We'll keep pom poms and everything. Okay. Lovely. Now we move on to the table topic section. And this time we're having the same cheerleading thing as well. After every table topic, we'll have a lead cheerleader who will cheer on our speaker. So I'll pass it on now to our table topic master, Toastmaster Shonak, and then we can begin table topics.
Let's move on to the most interesting part of this meeting, table topics, where not only the members but also the guests are encouraged to come and speak on any impromptu topic up to 2 minutes. So let's bring all your creativity, wear your thinking caps, and move on to this next topic. Let me invite first our very vibrant Toastmaster Aryan. And Toastmaster Aryan, your encounter with an alien. Toastmaster Aryan, your encounter with an alien. And make us believe that you had an encounter with an alien.
And who will be my lead cheerleader?
We
Cheerleader by
all
the way?
are we all are the cheerleaders.
Okay, even better. My encounter with an alien. That is a crazy topic. Okay. So a few weeks back, I was walking through in the nearby park. I went for a run in the evening and I just wanted to do some cardio. And I was running, and then suddenly I was out of it. I couldn't run anymore. My abs were paining too strongly. I couldn't keep going. So instead of running, I slowed down and I began walking instead. For a second, I felt this weird sense of motivation. I have to keep going. I have to make a new high score of how fast I can finish 5 rounds. And so I began jogging for just a few seconds. And just as I was about to slow down again and start walking, an old uncle passed me by. He looked at me, he smiled at me, he went, Suddenly, I felt it in my heart. He believes in me. I don't know who he is, what his name is. I have no idea. But he believes in me that I'm doing something good, trying to be better. And suddenly, I ran so fast, even though my abs still pained. I ran and I ran, even though it was painful. Suddenly, the pain went away. Every time that once again I felt like I should walk instead of running, I saw him in my mind, cheering me on and pushing me forward. It inspired me. It was my encounter with an alien because never have I ever met someone who believed in me who didn't even know my name. It was so incredible to me how we have this power to push somebody to greatness just with one thumb. So today I want to leave you with this message as well. You have the same power to change somebody else's life. You are an alien that could be the transformer for somebody else. So why don't you pick up your thumb, push somebody forward, and be an alien in somebody else's life? Back to you, Toastmaster Shanak.
Pa, 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 pa.
Wonderful. Let me invite our next speaker today to be Toastmaster Neelam. Neelam, your topic is describe yourself in terms of food. To be Toastmaster Neelam, describe yourself in terms of food.
May I ask, like, I have to speak about my favorite food, something like that?
Well, I should not be telling, but yes, explain
Okay,
yourself which food resonate well with you.
okay, fine.
It
Right.
could be anything.
Okay. Um, uh, I'm a great foodie. I love food. That's why I have to go to gym regularly. More than I eat, I have to gym more. So about the food, I resonate the best with uh, it- the tandoori chicken. Being a Punjabi, I would say that, and because it is full of proteins and it doesn't give me carbs. Being a doctor, I resonate the most with the tandoori chicken and as well as fish, tandoori fish. Uh, what else to say? And paneer. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so
I
much
would
to be.
listen to you how to speak.
Thank you
Thank
so much. Pow, 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 pow.
Pa, 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 pa.
Moving on to our next speaker, to be Toastmaster Akansha. May I ask you to please turn on your camera?
Hello, Toastmaster Shonak. I would really like to apologize today. I have very poor network, so I would not be able to turn on my video because it's really lagging and I'm not able to speak
No
properly.
problem. But will you be able to take a table topic?
Sure, I can give it a try.
Perfect. Is the earth flat? Convince the audience that it is. To be Toastmaster Akansha, is the earth flat? Convince the audience that it is.
Um, okay, I would like to take the 30 seconds.
Yeah. Tamer, I hope you are keeping a track of the timing.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yes, Toastmaster Sean.
Yeah, please, Toastmaster. To be Toastmaster Akansha.
Good morning, everyone. So, my table topic is the earth flat? Convince the audience that it is. Now, convincing people is a huge task, especially when it comes to the matters of the universe. There is no end to it. There will always be debates about it. But let me give it a try. Now, why do we really believe that it is round? Has anybody ever seen a curved surface on the ground? Nope, it is always flat. Had the earth been round, the trees would have been slanting, right? But we see the trees as straight pillars who are just standing and moving around. Same with the buildings as well. So there are also four sides, east, west, north, and south. If had the earth been round, how could it have four sides, right? We would also not have had two poles at the ends of the world. That is the North Pole and the South Pole. So it is okay to keep believing that it is round, but at least what we have been telling everybody, our kids, that there are four sides, east, west, north, south, there are two poles, and there are four corners of the world. How could a circular or a spherical surface have sides? So let that was my try. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Pop, 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 pop. May I like to invite our next speaker to be Toastmaster Nancy. To be Toastmaster Nancy, how do you describe millennials or Gen Z? How do you describe millennials or Gen Z to be Toastmaster Nancy?
Okay. So there is a lot of difference what I have seen in millennials and Gen Z. Um, so mm, millennials, I would say, um, s- millennials like we are the people, right? Okay. So what we had done, we used to go outside and we used to play with our friends we when there was no light at home, there were no inverters. We used to play there for an hour or so, and there was nobody to uh, to call us that it's not safe to go outside. But these days we feel so insecure when our kids go out. And other point is there were no mobile phones, and we used to like to interact with people. We had lot many friends without phones. We used to stay for for the I mean without phones we used to live. That was the time wherein screen time was very less. There were lot many games which we used to play without phones, but these days when we compare with our kids, there are lot many games that they play on mobiles and iPads. So that is the difference which I feel. uh, though there are positives and negatives both ways. I would say they are more advanced if we compare with us, but there are better times which we have seen during our times.
Thank you so much to be Toastmaster Nancy.
Pop, 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 pop,
Pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop.
pop. For the next speaker, may I like to nominate Toastmaster Wade to be the cheerleader.
Yeah,
And the
Toastmaster.
next speaker is Toastmaster Bob. And the top Toastmaster Bob, if you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance song? If you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance song, Toastmaster Bob? Toastmaster Bob, are you audible? I mean, we cannot hear you. You're on mute. Toastmaster Bob.
Shanu, maybe we can move to another
Yeah.
speaker.
Let me pick for the next speaker Toastmaster Anshuman and Toastmaster Ved. Your role will remain the same.
Maybe someone was not spoken, right? Say, like if
Toast-
it's okay, say Toastmaster Parag.
Toastmaster, let's give it to Toastmaster Parag.
I'm
Okay.
anyhow supposed to speak a lot today. So if
See
someone
we
is,
who we have today, Toastmaster Mayank. Let's
yes,
play the beagle for him. Paw, 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 paw. So
woohoo.
m- may I like to call upon our speaker today, Toastmaster Parag. What's
Okay,
the
Toastmaster Mayank is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Toastmaster Shanu, just to clarify, Toastmaster Mayank is a speaker right now.
okay? So I'll pass on the topic for Toastmaster Bob to Toastmaster Mayank. If you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance song? If you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance song, Toastmaster Mayank?
If I was a wrestler, what makes you think that Toastmaster Shauna that I am not a wrestler? I am a wrestler. I wrestle with so many items in my mind. And every day when I leave my house, I have to put in Hanuman Chalisa to increase the strength in my mind to calm down. In the morning, I give a massage of my brain with the entry song of Breathless Hanuman Chalisa, the non-stop going by Shankar Mahadevan show. And in the evening, when it's time to unwind and leave the stage, I put on Indian Ocean, relaxing myself to the sooth, calming music of tabla with the Indian music instruments, guitar and drums. Wrestling, often we believe, is the wrestling in the field, but there's so much wrestling going on in our mind. Don't you think? And don't you agree on to me? I guess Nancy does. And that wrestle that we do in our mind is most strenuous. It really drains us because you're thinking of office politics, your EMIs, your family, your next vacation, your car, traffic, and so many other zillion things. And when you get up in the morning to wrestle on all of this, it is the most difficult thing. And listening to a music that calms your mind and energizes you and prepares you to take the battle day in, day out, every day basis, at least 6 days a week in office and one day at home is very, very tough. So, yes, when I wrestle and I launch my day, I usually do it with a loud music. Of course, it can be Brian Adams also someday. Not every day it's going to be the same war footing music. Yeah, but anything loud to cheer and motivate my mind early in the morning when I launch my day is something that I really love. What do you listen and what do you think is going to be your entry music songs? Thank you, and back to you, just Shona.
Pom, 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 pom,
Paw,
pom,
paw,
pom,
paw,
pom,
paw,
pom,
paw,
pom,
paw.
pom, 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 pom.
That was really ebullient. So, our next speaker today is Toastmaster Jagat. And for him, I would like Toastmaster Aryan to be a cheerleader. Toastmaster Jagat, if you could bring back any fashion trend, what it would be? If you could bring back any fashion trend, what it could be, Toastmaster Jagat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravak. Am I audible?
Not really. It's your voice is cracking. Uh, we lost the voice completely. I believe you're on mute. Still, the voice is cracking. It's cracking voice. Uh, Toastmaster
Toastmaster
Jagat, we
Saurabh,
can't hear you.
Jagat can just join in from another device. In the meanwhile, you can give a table topic to somebody else. We'll come back to Toastmaster Jagat.
So our next speaker today is Toastmaster Harsh. What is the dumbest adventure you have been on? What is the dumbest adventure you have been on, Toastmaster Harsh?
I was in my second year of college. All my friends going on a trip. One day, I decided Missouri is not that far away from Delhi. I just have to get on a bus. It's an overnight journey and I'll reach there. So, without telling anyone, not even my roommates, I went to Dhola Kua. Didn't have a ticket booked on me. Went there trying to find a bus to Missouri. Had to wait for an hour, figure out which buses go there at what time and will I ever reach there or not. After waiting for some time, I found a bus. I went into it. Little did I know that I was going on the dumbest trip I'll go on. It was a, a state driven bus and all wobbly. It was a nightmare. My back was aching the next day. But I reached the place. Masuri as a place is very nice, but it's also a honeymoon destination. And being and going there alone, I felt really dumb seeing all the couples enjoying the view, enjoying the scenery. Walking in the market buying stuff. I was still a college student and went there alone. Uh, Although I learned a lot of things, that was my first solo trip, uh, which made me believe that I can do stuff like that. Go on bus with strangers and also uh, come back the next day without getting hurt or being kidnapped. Uh, so yeah, that was the dumbest trip that I've ever taken. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Shaunak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh. Pa, 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 pa. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Parag. And to cheer him up, I would like to nominate Toastmaster Anshuman.
And what's the topic?
If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose? Toastmaster Parag, if you could hang out with a cartoon character, who would you choose? Toastmaster Parag.
I think there are many cartoon characters, but if I have to just pick one, I just right now think of Popeye the Sailor because he just suddenly getting the power just by eating spinach and then doing anything. That's something which actually kind of excites me out in terms of just getting the energy converted from spinach. He can fly, he can jump, he can do. So if you see this comparison with the way we normally work out or do actually any of the activities, it's just you kind of rest, relax, and then suddenly in those 10, 15 seconds or in the sprint, he suddenly actually kind of finishes off everything. So that's something which I really like about. And I usually like the older versions of the cartoon, not the latest anime. So it just takes you in 1950s and the older area. So that would be one of the cartoon characters I would like to hang out with and also learn a few things that how things it just puts you in a different time era as we are in 2025 with mobiles and all these gadgets. So that just will put me in the back time zone. That would be the cartoon character. Apart from that, if I have to choose from Disney to uh, even these Doraemon families and these can be the other options if I can get more choices. But if you have to pick only one, it was Popeye. Thank you. I really liked his ebullient lifestyle which he was living into. Thank you.
May I invite the next speaker as Toastmaster?
Toastmaster Anshuman, you were supposed to cheer. We are waiting for
Toastmaster.
your cheer.
Let's all cheer for Parag. Paw, paw,
Pa,
paw,
pa,
paw,
pa, pa,
paw,
pa,
paw,
pa, pa, pa,
paw,
pa, pa.
paw. Toastmaster Vidu, I would like to cheer for Toastmaster Ved, who will be our next speaker. Toastmaster Ved, what is your favorite pickup line and has it worked somewhere? What is your favorite pickup line and has it worked somewhere, Toastmaster Ved?
Hello, am I audible? Yeah, my favorite pickup line, and how does that work out for me? So the favorite pickup line, right? The pickup lines are supposed to be cheesy, and now I don't have a that so I use pickup lines for my food mostly whenever I go to restaurant or whenever I eat something that gives lots of joy, and so I use wow, wow, this food whenever I get something that satiates my hunger and I feel uh, very hungry, and I go to what I the food, which is the food that gives me the most joy that I try. I try the chole bhature, and being in Mumbai, one of the dish that I miss the most, that is a chole bhature, because here you don't get those kind of chole bhature in Mumbai, but I do try. Here is Haldiram as well. Here are like a few other places where you can get those chole bhature. So yeah, those are the few lines that I mostly use uh, for the food to disappoint you that I don't have other types of pickup lines. Over to you, Toastmaster Shana.
That was an brilliant
Pa, 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 pa,
delivery.
pa, 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 pa.
May I nominate our guest today to be Toastmaster Neelam for the cheerleader for the next speaker?
Sure, I'll do that. I have to speak something right now or later?
Later at the end of the speech.
Oh, fine.
Toastmaster Vidu, if you start a talk show, who would be your first guest? If you start a talk show, who would be your first guest, Toastmaster Vidu?
Before giving any before giving any speech, I always visualize myself first in the audience. If I would be in the audience, how will I feel? What is something which I'm taking from that speech? How will somebody perceive? So, the first and foremost guest in my TED talk would be my own self. A seat which is of prominence, a seat which tells us how are we being conceived. So, and being Toastmaster Neelam's next goal is to be a TED speaker. I think that has given so much of inspiration today to everybody here to use this stage as our TED talk stage, and we all being guest in those TED talks. Sorry for not being keeping a track of the time. So I don't know like what how much time I've taken. So over to you, Toastmaster TTM Shaunak.
Toastmaster, to be Toastmaster Neelam?
I have to cheer her, right?
Yes.
And I
Bigul!
really, yeah, pom 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 pom.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I liked her talk also. If I have to cheer her, self love is the most important thing.
Thank you. Our to be Toastmaster Nancy, would you like to be the chairperson for our next speaker? May I like to call upon our next speaker, Toastmaster Vineet. What Toastmaster Vineet, what is something that is technically legal but feels illegal? What is something that is technically legal but feels illegal, Toastmaster Vineet?
I think we all would agree to this in this era where we all are facing the world of AI. It feels technically legal, but it has actually a lot of illegal things are happening behind the scene. Whether we are using our mobile phones, we are watching a movie over the laptop, or we are talking to someone over the phone, or even if we are not talking to someone, we are around Alexa. Everything illegal happening. It our privacy is breached. We are being heard every moment of our life. So technically it is making sense. Our life is becoming more easier. It is adding more convenient into our life. It is giving us more productivity in terms of achieving our goals. But yes, we should not forget that it is also draining our mind in a way that we are losing the habit of brain exercising. We are becoming too much habitual of that, using all the AI tools in our day-to-day life. It is adding again in our productivity, but we have forgotten to actually exercise our brain and doing things on our own, which used to be a good, I would say, activity earlier. With time we actually would come to a stage where we might not be able to think about a simple calculation without the AI. So yes, it is technically legal. What it is making us dump down the line. So it is illegal. A bigger illegal thing is happening around it. Thank you, Toastmaster Shaunak.
Pom, 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 pom,
Got
pom,
it.
pom,
Pom,
pom.
pom, 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 pom. Brilliant speech. Toastmaster Jagat, are you audible? I mean, can you hear us? I believe there is some problem with your
Yeah, I
speech.
can hear.
Great.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. What is the silliest thing that you are pretty good at, Toastmaster Jagat? Toastmaster Jagat, what is the silliest thing you are pretty good at?
Okay. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Am I audible, Shaunak?
Yes, Toastmaster Jagat, you are audible. Can you hear us?
Yeah, so that's what sometimes I did. These are the silly things generally I do. I asked multiple times to you that even though you confirmed to me that I am audible, and I asked multiple times. So these silly things sometimes we do when we are in a good mood and we want to make fun. I did the same thing when I went uh, outside or offside event in my office where we were somewhere in a resort, and at the night time someone we were calling to somebody else in the room that we are calling from the uh, uh, cleaning staff and other staff, and then he suddenly said, okay, my uh, plug is not working and I am not able to charge my mobile phone. Then I started saying, okay, do one thing. I am giving you some instruction. You can follow it. It will be start working. Then he said, okay. I told to that my friend that okay, you just uh, put your finger in the power board socket and check what would be the feeling. So immediately he got furious, and that he immediately told me that I want to call to manager. And after that, I cut the phone, and we made a lot of fun when he we interacted in the dinner table. So that type of silly things I did multiple times. But trust me, my dear friends, I forgot to do that, and that's why again I want to start these silly things, and I am spending my time with kids, 5 years to 10 years, maybe 11 years, in the evening time, and interacted with that kids, and that time try to be myself kid in the with the age of the 5 years or the 10 years, so that I start feeling that kind of emotions, that kind of fun, like pom things and other things I can do, and I am trying to achieve that moment which I forgot of my childhood, of my school days, but still need to do a lot of things. So pom, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jagat. That was such an ebullient narration of your habit. I think I left with Toastmaster Anshuman, and for Toastmaster Anshuman, let's all cheer.
Toastmaster Shonak, in the interest of time, I anyhow have to speak at length
I,
right now. Should
I
we?
think it's just a matter
We
of
just have
2 minutes.
20 minutes left.
What is the best or the worst prank played on you, Toastmaster Anshuman? What is the worst or the best prank played on you, Toastmaster Anshuman?
When I joined my current company, I got an email after just 1 week of joining the company that Toastmaster Anshuman, not Toastmaster Anshuman, Anshuman, you have uploaded an illegal document on the document drive, and the police has reached out to say that they figured out that this illegal document contains secrets which should not be uploaded, and thus you're being terminated from the company. This was just after 1 week of joining the company, and it was quite authentic. The signature of the HR, the title, even in non chat GPT days, it was quite crazy to see such authentic mail being used. And to make it more authentic, the peer group with whom I joined the company, they made it a forwarded email. So if they had sent it from the original email, I would have figured out that it's not original, it's not coming from the HR. So they just formulated in a way that Anshuman, by chance, we have received this email from HR, and it got forwarded to us. Just sharing it with you. Be prepared to be terminated. For like a minute or two, I was aghast. Oh my god, what has happened? What did I upload? But slowly but surely, I realize it's a prank, which should not have happened, but it was definitely a good prank. So, any pranksters out here, that is how things should be done. It should seem as authentic as it should be. However, at the same time, the conclusion should be also like MTV Bakra, so that the person don't doesn't get too worried about the situation. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sean.
Thank you so much for such an ebullient table topic today. With this, with this, I hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day today, Toastmaster Aryan, to proceed for the next section.
Lovely meeting. Great table talk. Sorry about that. So now I would like to move on to the next section in the interest of time. I would like to hand over the stage now to our GE to deliver a roast of the meeting. Toastmaster Anshuman, ready? Let's begin with the speech evaluations and then the tag team evaluation and then your roast. I'm excited to see it. Over to you.
Look at this guy, the guy you see on the screen. How does he look like? Like a dude, like a bachelor from a movie from Hollywood? Definitely, he was the T-mod for the day, Toastmaster Aryan Chopra, who tasked me with roasting people. So why not start with Toastmaster Aryan, who, first of all, before even I roast him, should be commended for the fantastic job he is doing as VP Education of Bright Wing Toastmaster Club. But does he look like a vice president education of a club? Does Toastmaster even look like a vice president education? Does he even look like vice president of anything? Like I can only imagine him going into campus, moving around with swagger, with his hair back, having fun. But vice president education, but that's the difference between millennials and the whatever Gen X, Gen Z, which Nancy talked about. Today's generation, like Toastmaster Aryan, do not stick to the stereotypes. They like to break status quo and make it into a fantastic club meeting that it was today, introducing pop-up or introducing cheering, encouraging all the role players to have so much fun, learning from the previous meeting that when the members smile, that is when the maximum engagement happens. Through those insights and learnings, Toastmasters Aryan was able to incorporate all of it and ensure that it was a fantastic meeting. So thank you, the Hollywood stereotype dude who's the vice president education and soon representing our club in international speech contests. Thank you for leading from the front. Then we have our president, Toastmaster Shaunak. Toastmaster Shaunak, with his extensive sales background, has the prowess to speak with such authority, speak with such clarity. However, he speaks and speaks so eloquently that I still wonder, Toastmaster Shaunak, why do you require Toastmasters? Are you here to fool us all? Are you here to shame us all that you mere folks see I speak so well? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm the presiding officer of Bright Wing Toastmasters Club. So I felt that today Toastmaster Shaunak should be eliminated from the role of presiding officer because our club requires someone who's not so good at speaking as Toastmaster Shaunak. So that was for being the presiding officer. We had Toastmaster Vidhu, who has shut down her video with the fear that I might be spotlighting her. But still, I'll talk about Toastmaster Vidhu. First of all, Toastmaster Vidhu wears many hats. So many hats that I still get confused about her current identity. That is she leading the AI efforts in her company, or is she being the timer and a counter for Brightwing Toastmasters Club, or she is the IAC speaker. Toastmaster Vidhu's identity can be confusing. She is a treasurer for a club and apparently does trading in at times Toastmaster meetings. So I'm pretty much confused. Is our club funds going into the trading accounts that are visible in Brightwing Toastmaster Club meetings? We will never know. That will die down as a mystery. But at the same time, Toastmaster Vidhu always champions the efforts to do multitasking, like she did today, being the timer, our counter, grammarian till Toastmaster Jagat could join, and that was fantastic to see. So thank you, Toastmaster Vidhu, for leading from the front and giving a word of the day, which was quite interestingly used by many folks, and that is a hallmark of a great word of the day. Who else do we have to not roast for today morning? Um, Toastmaster Jagat, our area director. Toastmaster Jagat, you really require a good tech master, definitely, to come to your home and check your audio. Because every time you join, it's like, as you mentioned in your table topic, it's a matter of curiosity if your audio will work or not work. So, definitely, I'm sure that one day you'll join the Brightwing Toastmaster meeting and your audio will work flawlessly. At the same time, we appreciate your spirit to still, despite having multiple commitments, to join the meeting, be available for us and lead from the front. So thank you for joining Toastmaster Jagat, and we look forward to your report. And as for the speeches and the speaker today, Toastmaster Harsh, I see Toastmaster Harsh improving meeting after meeting, giving multitudes of new insights. And he's the vice president of public relations for our club. He's the marketing wizard. Does Toastmaster Harsh look like a marketing wizard right in front of us all? Like Piyush Pandey of the advertising world? But secretly, he is. The posters he creates, like we had an attendee of 70, almost 17 today, and that's a hallmark of doing a great PR, getting great folks for a club. So definitely Toastmaster Hirsch, Toastmaster Shaunak, Toastmaster Aryan, all leading from the front and shaping up the future of Brightwing Toastmasters. So thank you, Toastmaster Hirsch. And thank you, all the guests who joined today, hoping that you'll become a good public speaker. But all of it is a mirage. You won't become a great public speaker. It's just a myth. Do not join the club meetings in the future. You can't be a good speaker. Wrong platform to join, wasting your time, wasted 1 hour, 50 minutes of your precious Saturday morning. Please do not join the PBTMC meeting going forward. Clear message. And Toastmaster Vidhu, in conjunction, do you want to share the timer report for the morning? Right, Toastmaster Vidhu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. So today's meeting was more like I don't know what has happened to my camera. It's on, but I know nobody can see me. Um, so today's meeting was similar to how it's in IKEA store. Everything seems to be so perfect, so nice, good to take at home. So seems like I recently heard that there is a IKEA store opened in Delhi, and I'm not promoting it anyways. I'm just telling that today's meeting was so perfect in terms of all the aspects of grammar, language, and I'm going to share the detailed report. So let me share my screen. So coming to the filler words, we have Anshuman one time uses are, Harsh use time are as three times are, and then three long pauses, and there was repetition of riding. Aryan there was none. Neelam it was one time are, long pauses one. Akansha was none, Nancy was none, Mayank was one time long pause, then Harsh twice he used and I was a repetition. Then Vineet has to work on actually. He used a lot of word like actually in his speeches. Jagat eight times are. Now coming to the good usages of word, we have height sign, true talk, motivational, construct was very well placed in the speech. Ebullient was used thrice in the meeting. Provenance was a good usage of our word in the meeting today. Bad usages were had a key on me, with me. Good foodie, great foodie. Foodie is itself like great, so we can replace it with true foodie or something else like just foodie. To increase cell in my brain, maybe in the head. Massage of my brain was incorrectly used. Adding more convenient, so convenience could be used. It will be start working, so it will start working. And what will be the feeling was incorrectly used. Now coming to the timer report, we have quite a good attendance of in terms of the speeches and the table topics. Anshuman's speech was 5 minute 55 seconds, Harsh was 5 minute 2 seconds, Aryan was 2 minute 10 seconds, Neelam was 58 seconds, Akansha was 1 minute 15 seconds, Nancy was 1 minute 36 seconds, Mayank was 2 minute 21 seconds, Harsh was 1 minute 51 seconds, Parag was 1 minute 58 seconds, Ved was 1 minute 52, Vineet was 1 minute 30 seconds, Jagat was 2 minute 25 seconds, and Anshuman was 1 minute 45 seconds. Over to you, Toastmaster Anshuman, for further. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Vidhu. Toastmaster Jagat, will you like to add to the counter grammarian report of your observations of today's meeting?
Yeah, it's a perfect report. However, I joined late, but thanks to Toastmaster Vidu, you observed every minute thing from each speeches from even from the guest to be Toastmaster and the Toastmaster speeches. And from me, I couldn't find much grammar mistake. And I want to share about uh, observation of the guest speakers. To be Toastmasters, you are very fantastic speaker. You didn't make some mistake in terms of the grammar, in terms of the filler words. So if at this point you are maintaining your speeches, maintaining your voice modulation, so after once you will join the Toastmaster, you will do miracle. You will do more as per your current capabilities. So I want to invite you in this club so you will improve your journey and enjoy Toastmaster network. So thank you so much. That's it from my side.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Jagat. And thank you everyone for joining. I hope you had a kind of productive meeting. I'll hand over stage back to Toastmaster Arin to conclude the proceedings of the team.
Lovely. Okay. Now, a lovely roast by you, by the way, Toastmaster Henchman. Let's have our last cheer. Ready? Three, two, one. Pa, 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 pa.
Paw,
Join
paw,
in.
paw, paw, paw,
Everybody join.
paw, paw, paw.
Pa, 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 pa.
Very good. Very good. Lovely. Okay. Now we go back to our presiding officer. So over to you, Toastmaster Shonik.
Thank you
Oh,
so
one
much.
second. I completely forgot. GE, we did not evaluate the speeches. I completely forgot, and you also completely forgot. Back to you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Let's evaluate the speeches.
I was one of the speakers and kind of evaluate Toastmaster Harsh. I hope that qualifies.
No, we have two speech evaluators. We have Toastmaster Kansha, we have Toastmaster Vineet. They have their evaluations ready.
Ah, okay.
Ready.
Yes, Toastmaster Akansha, over to you for the speech evaluation.
Uh, Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. So, and also thank you for sharing the details of your journey to the top. And let me assure you that you are definitely not alone in that sea. And you are also not alone on the same path. Now, some things that truly stood out in your speech and ensure that you are on the right track are as follows. Number one, your vocal variety and pauses. So, throughout your speech, you had a great vocal variety, voice modulation, and you had great uses of pauses as well. One place where it really did stand out was when you were speaking about having or starting a startup, and then you took a pause which was a little longer than necessary, but very, very accurately placed before you said that you realized that it's not that hard. Now, what good pauses and vocal variety does is that it helps the audience stay with you and it helps the audience get your message accurately. So great job on that. The next thing was your comfortability and your eye contact. So even though we're in an online setting, there are a lot of times like it is a little easier, but I could see that your eyes were moving around from one corner of the screen to the other corner of the screen, which really does prove that even in an offline setting, you will be able to capture the attention of the audience. Now, having great eye contact and ensuring that you look comfortable, it helps you seem very, very confident and it helps you build a connection with the audience. So, again, great job on that. The third thing that was really great in your speech were your expressions. Now, you had a great variety of expression. When you were high, you had joy on your face. When you were talking about the lows, you had a subtle expression which helped to convey your message better. Now, what having great expressions does it that it enhances your words as well as it kind of acts as a visual aid, reinforcing your message to the audience. So, great job on having good expressions as well. So, you have planted some beautiful seeds. Now, to ensure, let's water them with a few suggestions so that we can see them truly blossom in the future. Number one suggestion that I have for you is hand gestures. So, at certain times, your hand gestures were a little distracting because you are sitting a little closer to the screen. We could see the hand gestures cover approximately 45% of the screen and they kept popping in out of no, like not out of nowhere. Of course, you have hands, but they kept popping up, which was a little distracting as an audience. Now, what can be done to ensure that you do not have this in future? I have a suggestion for you. You could try placing your laptop at a little distance and maybe practice or record yourself or sit with your mentor. Another thing that you could do for your next speech, given that this was your first speech, is maybe try to deliver it while standing like Toastmaster Harsh did. Moving on to the next point, you had certain grammatical errors in your speech as well. For example, battles I am doing should have been battles I am fighting. Uh, 4 attempts not go well could have been the 4 attempts that didn't go well. Now, what having grammatical errors does is that it hinders effective communication and it also undermines your credibility. So, to ensure that you do not do this, I would suggest that you proofread your script, write it down, proofread your script, obviously sit with a mentor, or maybe make use of our common enemy, the AI, to work on it and ensure that it's not there. So, to summarize, you had good uses of pauses, you had great eye contact as well as facial expressions, and you could work on improving your hand gestures and certain grammatical errors here and there. Overall, great job, Toastmaster Anshuman. All the best for your Toastmaster journey. Thank you, and over to you.
Thanks a lot, soon to be Toastmaster Kansha, or that terminology soon to be is a misnomer because that is quite a comprehensive evaluation. I think one of the longest I've heard of late. But that shows the prowess that you have. I'll move to Toastmaster Vineet for the second evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. So Toastmaster Harsh talked about topic on Rise Up. Toastmaster Harsh, you started with a good humor. I really like the way you started. You actually, this time you did something different. Like in previous time, you were not using your body language to its best. This time you stood up and you took a move here and there. You used your hand gesture pretty well. That was the one thing which you did well, which I didn't notice in previous speeches. Yes, so kudos for that. And you also use some of very good fancy words like traumatized, which actually showed that you prepared for the speeches that as well. Pauses is something you always had been struggling with, I would say, and we had been giving you the feedback on that. So I think you need to work on that because you always take little bit higher pauses. That seems like either you're forgetting the next content or maybe you're reading from somewhere. Whatever it is, my suggestion is try to convert your speech into a bullet points, and those bullet point you can resonate with something like musical so that you can connect with it, and you don't have to read while speaking. This is one of the uh, area I also try to work on myself. That is how I am giving as a suggestion that you can actually improve using this technique, that break down your entire speech into bigger themes, 2 or 3 bigger themes, and connect that with some sort of musical or song or any activity, anything which you can remember easily. That way you won't have to go back to the script if any case you are reading or you're just trying to remember or you are struggling to remember actually the content. Other than that, there were few grammatical errors like wants, hurted, and the overall topic was supposed to be delivered with a message in the language of Anshuman. I would say, beta, you should listen to your mother next time. You should not go out when she's mentioning that it's raining outside. You should not go outside. Yeah, try to add. Let's continue with the momentum of adding humor into your speech. And I would suggest, since you have been a consistent speaker for a long time now, try to raise the bar for the speeches also you are trying to deliver here. And I'm sure you can do that because you have progressed a lot. I've seen your previous speeches, you have progressed a lot. So that's about your speech, Toastmaster Harsh. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot,
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Vineet, and back to you, Toastmaster Aryan. Again, thank you for reminding about the evaluations.
All right, lovely. Well, actually, all the credit goes to Toastmaster Akanksha. Has had she not reminded me in chat, I would have completely forgotten. Anyway, we are already a little bit over time, so let's move on to our presiding officer. Over to you, Toastmaster Shonak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aryan. Before I end this meeting, may I like to have a word of feedback from our guest today? How was the meeting construct? Do you think it's helpful for your aspirations for which you intend to join this club?
Okay, I'll
Just
go
for Sean,
first.
Yes,
yeah,
sorry.
call one at a time, please.
Yeah. So may I like to start with to be Toastmaster Neelam?
Yeah, it was wonderful meeting. It's the first ever, like I had heard about Toastmaster, but I'm very impressed the how it's organized and on the spot as well. You have to speak. This was new for me, and I enjoyed it. All the speeches. Um, the I laughed a lot when that was stupid, like stupidest thing. What was that? Mr. Jagat, right? He said he kept on asking, "Am I audible? Am I audible?" Like it was wonderful. I laughed a lot. I think I increased my HB by attending this Toastmaster class. Aspirations about improving myself. Yes, there are many things I'm learning from the feedback you people are giving to each other. That's what I am also looking for, right? But just telling everyone, I have already told that Hush yesterday that I am looking for in person meetings, right? So the reason being that I have stopped like going to office, work from office. I was working for last 20 years after my MBBS, going to office. In January, I founded my company, so I am at home for last 2.5 months. I want to join some Toastmaster in person so that I go out, right? And learn also. It's not that go out for shopping, right? So I'm telling you the truth. It's not if I telling you that if I don't join, it's not the reason that I don't like this, what I have attended today. I'm telling you honestly, right?
Uh, Thank you so much for your feedback to be Toastmaster Neelam. I'll connect with you separately on this topic.
Thank you.
Now, may I like to invite to be our next Toastmaster Nancy to come and share her feedback.
Yeah. So it was indeed a wonderful meeting. And what I felt that it is not about that we are learning about how should we speak. It is also about we are learning the different learning. I mean, like the way you were giving topics to each and everyone, and we had to think. Like there was one topic which you mentioned that you need to explain that Earth is flat. For a moment I was thinking that how to explain, but I don't remember who explained it, but she or he explained it so well. Then I got to know few points related to the topics which I mean it is quite informative. Along with the public speaking, I would say we get lot of information, and there are lot many topics we discussed today. I mean, it's just wonderful. I would say going forward to join.
So much to be Toastmaster Nancy, and that's the whole point of these
True.
meetings, so that it will enable us, first of all, on a impromptu speaking and followed by thinking first,
Yeah.
because that construct will start building up automatically, be it the prepared speeches where you will come prepared, and followed by the most important aspect is the positive feed or the feedback loop, where the judges will evaluate you on the each and every aspect. And kudos to be Toastmaster Akansha for her brief evaluation.
Oh,
i
true. Yeah.
i am totally bonkers the way you have explained it, and you
Just
really
wonderful, I
deserve
would
a
say.
round of applause for that.
Yeah.
So that's the whole construct, and that's why we all are here to to have that continuous improvement, because the more you will speak, the more positive the feedback you will get, the way you will implement it will make you a better speaker every time.
True.
Now I would like to call upon our to be Toastmaster Akansha to come and share her feedback.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shaunak. I really enjoyed the session today on a Saturday morning, and you guys definitely made sure that it was, something that I could look forward to every Saturday morning, not being a morning person. So, and I really also liked how you gave a nice twist to the GE roast as well. Like, this is something I've seen for the first time happening, which was really interesting. And Also about the table topics, thank you for putting me on the spot. That is a tough spot for me. That is somewhere where I would pull one of the silly tricks like Mr. Jagat does. So, but it was a great session indeed, truly. Thank you. I'm looking forward to being a part of this club.
Thank you so much. Any other feedback from any of the members?
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Toastmaster Jagat. You really need a tech master. If not a tech master, at least an electrician. No, we can't hear you, Toastmaster Jagat.
So let's do activity at the end of to adjourn this meeting. Wonderful meeting. Can we do, Toastmaster Shonak?
Sorry, I was not able to hear you properly because of this voice. Can you please repeat again?
I am saying, can we do a last activity?
Yeah, please. Though we are already ahead of time, but
Okay.
I mean, if it's
So
okay with everyone.
yeah. So I will say uh, tan 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 tan. You have to say hoy. So if you can you repeat if I will say tan 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 hoy,
Yo,
Shonak.
yes, why not?
Okay. So you can I am saying as per my pitch. Tan 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 tan
Oi,
Oi,
Oi.
tan 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 tan
oi,
tan 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 tan
oi,
Oi.
tan 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 tan
oi,
tan 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 tan
oi,
tan 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 tan
oi,
Oi.
tan 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 tan
oi,
tan 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 tan
oi,
tan 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 tan
oi,
tan 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 tan.
oi.
So three cheers for Bright Beginning Toastmaster Club, and thank you so much. And that's what my way to cheer to your club.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jagat. That was a very brilliant way or an innovative way to end